Okay, and
Right?
we are live. Yeah, we are
Yes.
definitely live.
Even though it's in Bulgarian, I can tell we're live.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is my first live hangout, and I'm joined by Mike, and we are going to talk about PS4 exclusives against Xbox exclusives, which one are better, and so on, and overall what we think about the exclusives on the two platforms. So yeah, Mike, just
All
let me
right.
know
So
what you think.
I'm also known as Sir Wolfbane, and yeah, my channel will be starting up again soon. And yeah, very grateful that Gary could do this topic with me. Should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, I think that we have to try to make this light as possible and not turn it into a war zone. So that's my hope.
And as you can tell, I am on Team Xbox. Uh,
Yay.
and
Okay.
Gary's on PlayStation.
Yeah, I am, but I'm also, on the side of PlayStation, not because I'm like crazy PlayStation fan, but just because it's what I prefer in terms of games, not so much in terms of a system, because since I had Xbox 360 and I love playing on both consoles. I mean, I enjoy the experience on both consoles, so it's not like I didn't like it. You know, I like both.
My first console was a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 2. Played a lot of games on that, and PlayStation 3. I knew someone that owned one, so I played a couple PlayStation exclusives. So I know a little bit about the PlayStation crowd.
And did you play PlayStation 3, 2?
PlayStation 2 and 3, and 1. PlayStation 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that's good.
But
You played
I never
everything.
owned a PlayStation, but I did play it.
And how many hours do you have on a PlayStation game?
The most hours I've spent on a PlayStation game, PlayStation 3 game, or PlayStation game.
PlayStation 3, let's say.
Oh god, it's been years since I played one, but I did spend quite a bit of time in Infamous.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a pretty cool game. I love the whole powers thing because and open world. I love the open world powers thing, which was quite an interesting take on everything. I love the whole that good and evil thing going on. Um,
Yeah, the system, you can play like a good person or like a bit more evil person. Yeah.
yeah, and because like I'm a big fan of like of moral games, like where you can choose to be good or evil. That's why Infamous for me was probably the game I played the most on PlayStation 3. Even though I didn't have a lot of time in it, PlayStation 3 altogether, I didn't have a lot of time. But yeah, I just yeah, that's the one that really stands out to me.
hmm But it kind of sucks that you didn't have the chance to play most of the best, because that's not one of the best games. I did also
Yeah,
have it and played it for, a lot of time, but I wasn't that impressed. I mean, it's not something that you want to never let go, like, oh my gosh, I have to finish this game. It's just more like a casual game than anything else. It's not one of the best
yeah.
exclusives.
But I think before we get into like 360 and PS3, maybe we should talk about the future of Xbox One and PS4 exclusives.
The future,
Yeah, about what's coming out.
okay?
And I suppose I suppose it's a bit of a long shot because I know that a lot of Xbox games is coming to Windows 10, but we're not going to mention that. It's still going to be Xbox console exclusive.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. So one thing I got to say about PlayStation exclusive, the one that really stands out for me is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah. That's very unique game. I mean, it looks very unique, but I'm afraid that it is going to turn out like something that looks pretty good, but when you play it, it's not actually that engaging. That's what I'm afraid of because I've played Killzone and it's by the same, game company, and Killzone is not very good. I mean, the Shadowfall and other people that played Killzone say that this is the one of the most weakest of the franchise. So, yeah, I know it looks awesome, and I'm very hopeful for this game, and for sure I have to have it, but I'm afraid that it's going to lack substance, like most games. So, yeah, that's my concern actually about this game, just
It's
because of
like,
the company.
but the trailer looked pretty awesome. The gameplay trailer looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the new Far Cry, but in third person.
Yes. What other PlayStation exclusives are coming out?
I have, of course, Uncharted 4. It's the
Oh,
most,
yes.
yeah, it's the closest, and I think it's going to be the best because, as I said, everything that Naughty Dog does is like 5 years ahead at least in terms of, how you play a game and you're like, damn it, why I can't do that, or why not, why I can like jump from here and hit that guy now, and everything that you can think that you should do in the game, Naughty Dog already done it and you can do it. So it's very refreshing to play a Naughty Dog game. Every time it's like, yeah, you can do that if you want to. Yeah, you can go there. You can, hit the zombie if you're playing The Last of Us, and everything is so alive. And but it's not like in a way that you played before. It's like in a totally new way. It's really a higher level. I'm not kidding at all about this. So yeah, and
Because I was a fan of Naughty Dog, of course, when I was playing PlayStation 2. I loved Crash Bandicoot. Like the first three Crash Bandicoots and Crash Team Racing was just absolutely amazing. Jack and Dexter, like Jak 2, I played more Jak 2 on PlayStation 2 than any other game. Like just such an amazing game, and I highly recommend if you can to get the HD trilogy of Jak and Dexter if it comes to PS4. But yeah, Naughty Dog's definitely a real powerhouse when it comes for PlayStation.
yeah, and it was very interesting when I watched recently an interview of Naughty Dog, and they said how they never done anything like Uncharted before. They only made like Crash Bandicoot and all those kids type of animated games, and all of a sudden they had to figure out how to do all those things that they did in Uncharted, and it was very interesting and the first time for them, but it's extremely amazing what they did. And yeah, if you ever get PS4, you have to buy the Nathan Drake collection. It's a must-have, and I'm
Yeah,
yet to buy it, but it's still very expensive.
yeah. It's definitely Uncharted is definitely the powerhouse of the PlayStation brand. I reckon.
Oh yeah. For me, it's number one. There's no comparison between anything,
Mm.
definitely. And the second maybe studio I put after Naughty Dog is Santa Monica, that makes God of War, and they also did that game with the damn it, I forgot. It was 1886. Oh yeah, The Order, 1886. Yeah, they did that, but
That
this,
wasn't very good.
yeah, I actually had to make a review of the game, but I never did. I did liked it overall, but it is a very generic game at times when it comes to the quick time events. If you watch Angry Joe's review, he put it very well.
Oh
That,
yeah. I remember my cousin was angry because I told him to get an Xbox One over a PlayStation 4. And then he saw the Order 86 and he's like, oh, that game looked amazing. I'm just like, well, the game wasn't very good.
yeah, it was not very good.
Do you
Although,
think it deserves,
yeah.
do you think it deserves a sequel?
Well, yeah, actually, because although the story and the way the story was told was not very understandable at times. And although all those quick time events, I did finish it and I did enjoy every minute that I was tortured with not being able to pass through a certain level. I did actually enjoy that part. So overall, I really, really liked the game, but I did not like, all the black bars on top and to the bottom of the screen. And I know how, why they did that, because, the PlayStation was, is not that powerful to do that. I mean, to actually render this amazing graphics. So I understand that, but yeah, so overall I can say that this game had a lot of torture, and at the same time I love it. And at the same time I don't like it. So it's kind of strange, actually. And Sam wants to say something. So just
Yes, Sam. You do know we've got the questions and answers thing on turned on, so you can type things out.
yeah, although he can just ask me stuff in Facebook. It's open, so it's no problem. Just let me hear what he said.
Okay.
Okay, he's watching.
Yeah, I remember when you did that order, 1866.
Yeah, the order 18. Yeah, whatever. Okay, he's talking about the order, but Sammy, you better write, because I have to shut up and listen instead of reading what you said. So it's better if you just write.
Yeah, it's best to write. So anyway, have you got any opinions on upcoming Xbox exclusives?
Xbox exclusives, I can only think of Quantum Break right now, and it's coming to the PC, so I will check this out maybe at some point. I can't think of any other exclusives on Xbox, so you have to enlighten me, because either I missed them somehow, the information about that, or there are just not many exclusives coming out.
Well, yeah, there's Quantum Break, which I'm really looking forward to, because it had the same maker. It has the same makers of Alan Wake, which is incredible game, incredible, one of the best horror games ever made. Then we have Gears of War 4, which I'm liking the new style of from the gameplay of what we've seen. It looks like it's going to be like a different sort of style from the past Gears of War games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be action all the time. I think they're going to have a really good atmosphere and all this. But it's definitely a game I can't wait to check out, because I'm a fan of the Gears of War games. But there's one that really interests me, which is Scalebound, which is being made by Platinum Games, that comes out next year. The gameplay for that, it's a hack and slash game, but you control a dragon, like a really, really big dragon. It looks so much fun. Like, I just
Wait a minute, I think I know that one. Is it like an RPG with a huge something? I mean, I think I know this one.
like a really, really big dragon.
Yeah, a huge, and you can upgrade it, I think.
Yeah. And I just think it's like, yeah, that looks so good. I mean, like, that's going to be like probably a really underrated game, so sort of like Sunset Overdrive, unless Microsoft gives it the proper push that it should have. Because Platinum Games is a very good studio.
Oh yeah, Platinum Games. Yeah, I think I know those. Yeah, so that's good. What other exclusives?
There are more, but there's another game called Recall, which we don't know much about, but it's got that sort of art style that Microsoft usually does for its games. It's visible. But we'll probably know more about that at E3. Aside from that, pretty much everything from E3 that was announced has already come out. Like, we've got Halo 5, Forza 6 is out, and some of the smaller games as well.
Oh, Sam says the game Dragons that Michael is talking about sounds grand. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely say check out the gameplay for Scalebound. It's going to be a real heavy hitter. Aside from that, I look forward to E3 this year and look forward to what else Microsoft is going to bring to the table. Because yeah, it looks like they're trying to make some new IPs, and hopefully they'll announce some new IPs.
Yeah, so basically, Quantum Break, Halo, Gears of War, and the Dragon game. Yes.
And Recall, Sea of Thieves, which is made by Rare, which is an awesome game studio. Forza, of course.
Oh yeah, Forza. Yeah.
We had Fable, but unfortunately Microsoft made a huge mistake by getting rid of Lionhead Studios, which was a real big shame.
Yeah, I know. I heard about it.
So I think like the future of Fable is looking a bit iffy now. I'm hoping that they don't get rid of that franchise completely. They give it to a new studio and like make an actual RPG game, not this Fable Legends crap, not Fable the Journey. Just make a proper RPG that belongs to Microsoft.
Yeah. I've never tried Fable, but if you like it, there's something to be played there, of course, like in every game.
But I guess now let's go back to the 7th generation and let's see who won.
How to see
who won? Who won? Who had the best exclusives?
So far, or?
And on the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a very good comparison. Well, of course, you're going to say Halo, Forza, and Gears of War. You know, the three.
Well, because excuse me, the main franchise for Xbox is Halo, and Halo is awesome.
Okay, for you, it's awesome.
It's got a great storyline. Master Chief is just like, he's a badass. Like, he just walks in, he's a one-man army, just takes everything out. He's the man. Like, he is the man. And of course, his AI friend Cortana, he's got a great character development, especially in Halo 4. I just think that Halo is first-person shooters of our generation, probably the best.
Yeah, although, for the new game, there were some complaints how the game was as substance and that Master Chief was pushed back as a character and some other stupid guy was more into the game than he, so I have no idea.
We're talking about 7th generation.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Halo 5 doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm thinking the new game. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So for the previous, I did try the last Halo. I think it was Halo 4 on 360. It came out like 3 years ago, maybe. Not sure. But I couldn't get used to the controls for FPS game because it's just too difficult for me to play FPS. I almost never played an FPS on a console. Now it's more easier with the PS4 controller, but the previous controllers I just couldn't. So I didn't, get if the game is good or not because I was just torturing myself, aiming. So yeah.
Yeah. So 7th generation console means Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah, I just blacked out. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely the mainstay for Xbox. Had all the Halo games. You got on Xbox 360 alone, you got the Halo Anniversary. By the way, Gary, you should turn on your questions and answers. By the way.
Oh, okay.
So go to the left.
Yeah, I did that. Okay.
Just the Q&A.
Hey, I'm Milena from Bulgaria. Oh, hey. I'm glad that you're seeing us. Zdrasty. So yeah. Yeah, I know that you can. Just write your questions here in Bulgarian or in English, and I will, do my best to translate them and answer them.
All right. So, where was I? Oh, yes. On Xbox, we had the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo ODST, Halo Wars, and Halo Reach. So it had 6 powerful games. And had a bit of variety. I mean, like Halo Wars was a real-time strategy game, which worked perfectly on the console. It was made by Assembly, who created Age of Empires, and it worked really good with the controller. And it's just, Halo, like, it took me a while to really appreciate it. After Halo 4, I really liked Halo 4. I went back and played the other Halo games and just, it really is, like, I used to think Call of Duty was a pretty good first-person shooter, like, back before it got terrible. But, Halo is definitely a really good, probably the strongest, my favorite first-person shooter.
Yeah, I can see that you're very, you're loving it.
Oh,
the PlayStation, the Halo franchise. By the way, Sammy, can you write some questions in the questions tab so we can test it? Because currently I don't see anything anymore in there. So you can write your whatever it is there, so I can see it if it's working,
Oh yeah. All right. So now you can talk about a PlayStation franchise on the PS3.
Damn it!
I see Halo, and you try and counter Halo.
Oh, well, the PlayStation doesn't have like a first-person game. It's more on the third-person games as the main exclusives. So again, God of War, Uncharted is the first. I mean, those are the first. Second, that car game, I forgot the stupid. Okay, Sammy. Sam is sending me a ton of messages. I mean, not in Facebook. Try the other thing. Sorry to report.
Yeah, it should be the chat on the side of the screen for
exactly.
YouTube.
Yeah, next to the video.
Because doesn't PlayStation 3 have Resistance and Killzone?
Oh yeah, Killzone. Yeah, that's the more similar to Halo, but I can't say which one is better because I haven't not played the previous games. And for God's sakes, I'm receiving tons of messages here, like a commentary instead of a. Yeah, that's like a comment, I think, Sam. It's not like a question from the questions tab. I have to go now to that video and check how is it looking.
Have you ever play Resistance?
Resistance?
Resistance Fall of Man? Resistance 2? Resistance 3?
I have no idea what the heck is that, actually.
It was made by Insomniac.
No.
They made Spyro.
No, have no idea.
It was a big PlayStation. It was like Resistance Fall of Man was like a PlayStation 3 launch title.
Oh, but I got PlayStation 3 like 3 years ago, so.
Oh, okay.
I missed that. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have a PlayStation since the PlayStation started, because when the PlayStation started, I was crawling under my mother's table, mostly. So, yeah, I got it like a lot later. Oh, okay. Damn. Sam sent me a video to see how the page looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no questions tab anywhere. Just a comment.
If I find it, I'm gonna be like really. I'll be angry and I don't know whatever. If my laptop decides to actually, show me. It's taking its time.
Yeah, but thank you, Sammy, that you show me that, because I know how a live hangout looks like usually, and there is that questions tab from the site. What was your laptop?
I don't know. I call it a piece of shit. So there we are.
Is that the brand?
That is the brand. It's called POS.
That's an awesome name, actually.
And it's a great name.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like PMS.
Oh yeah, it's just like it works when it wants to, but like once a month it just stuffs out.
I can imagine.
That's a lie. It always stuffs out.
Oh, okay. So it's worse.
Yeah, it is honestly the worst laptop I've ever had in my life. Okay, yeah. It is definitely working, you know.
Okay, so where
Alright.
were we?
Yes, I just talked about how Halo was probably the best um, first-person shooter there is. It does have problems again, like every game. Not every game's perfect, but yeah. So the big golden boy for Xbox was Halo, and it's definitely worthwhile, and the multiplayer on there is awesome as well.
Okay. Although,
You counter Halo with Killzone.
yeah, I can't say anything super good about Killzone, like I said, so yeah. But other people said that it's amazing in the previous games for PS3, since we're talking about the 7th gen, so I have no idea how it compares exactly. I I can say something about something that I've never actually played except the new game, so we have to move on from that.
Basically, all I can say as a counter to that is again, yeah, there's the Killzone series, which has got 4 games in it. I think Killzone 1, 2, and 3, and Killzone Shadowfall, but that's PS4. And there's Resistance, which I played Resistance 1. I thought it was a pretty fun game. Resistance 2 I never played, but Resistance 3 I tried out, and it was a really fun game as well. So those are the first-person shooters, basically, series for each other. But Halo's got like a ton of games in its series, so it sort of catches up to the 2 series that Killzone and Resistance have.
I see where you're coming from, definitely. But it all comes down to our individual, tastes and what we like in a game. And personally, for me, when I first took a controller and played Uncharted, it was like I never played a game before. It was like epiphany almost. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is why I play games in the first place, because it's an amazing experience and it takes you out of everything, and it has a lot of sense to it, a lot of story, a lot of substance in every possible way, a lot of attention to detail on the characters, on the graphics, on their personality, on everything, on every possible level. So this is what I look for into a game. I don't want to put down the controller. So that's how I measure games, how they make me feel, how engaged I am in them, how much substance there is. So yeah, for me, Halo, I can't measure it to anything, because like I said, I played it a little bit, and I don't know how it's on the level of substance or anything else. So yeah, it's just I can't really objectively compare those games. But I can say what I think is a good game, at least.
Oh, yeah. Nathan Thomas asks, how many games do you have?
Just a second. I see that he has. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. How many games now on PS4, or how many games did I had on PS3? Because I saw that and I don't remember how many, but I basically had almost every game that is released after Uncharted 1, I think. I'm not sure. I had God of War 3, I think, was it? And I played a little bit of the previous games. They were kind of remastered, I think, for the PS3, but I'm starting to lose memory now.
How many games do you have on PS4?
Yeah, I see it now. Now I have two Killzone Shadowfall and Infamous Second Son. Those are the two games that I have on my account. I also bought The Order 1886. I also have that, but it's on a second account. I bought it through an account, and I did had Destiny, but since I bought it as a second account, they cheat me out on that. I mean, I lost it because I don't have any, access to that, and that's why I did a video about this. Never buy a secondary account from eBay or anyone else, because eventually you're going to lose the access to that account. I had The Last of Us remastered, also lost that. And I think one more game, but I'm not sure. But basically, the full games that I have on my own account are Infamous Second Son and Killzone Shadowfall. And I haven't finished them yet because I'm not that interested, unfortunately. Yeah.
Do you guys know if, do you guys know if they still make games for PS2? Because I still have a PS4. Do you mean they still have a PS2, or because they stopped making PS2 games? I think about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, PS2 is no longer a console that is, nobody makes anything for it, and the PS3 is going to be stopped as well soon.
Gary, I think you can delete some of the old comments on questions, so we won't. Because I've noticed that when they get asked, sometimes they don't go at the top.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So I don't think it's on my side and I can't read Bulgarian. So
Bulgarian? Where?
On the side, at the very top, at the very, very top, there's like a little drop-down menu.
Mm-hmm.
If you press on that, there's two options that arrive, but I can't read them.
Wait a second. I see only questions by Nathan Thompson for now.
Above that, above the very top that says on PS4, right above that, there is a little drop-down menu.
Yeah?
What does that say?
It says questions that got an answer. You can say and spam.
So see if you can get rid of some of these questions, because we've already answered them.
Okay, just a second. No, I don't think I can delete them. I don't see any option for deleting. I do have some.
You just got rid of one.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I saw how. It's just that when I open that, I don't see it. It's just like hidden.
They're going.
But yeah. Okay, I'm keep going. Okay, I deleted everything, I think.
All right, there we go. Okay, that way it doesn't fill up and we miss out on any. Okay, so you've bought Uncharted. Okay, that's a third-person shooting.
That's my favorite type of a game. The third person is my favorite.
Third person. And has Uncharted got cover-based shooting in it?
Cover-based. Is that like in Gears of War?
Yeah, you take cover. Do you take cover in Uncharted?
Yeah. You do.
Then I secure Uncharted and I bring Gears of War.
Yeah, but Gears of War, it's so different. I mean, the way you play it is different. The whole game is like different.
It's still third person. It's the close. I don't have any any Uncharted style game.
Yeah, but you know, in Uncharted, at
I'd have
least
to
you
go.
can. What?
I'll have to go with Gears of War to see Uncharted.
I mean, you have to choose Gears of War. What do you mean?
Hmm. Like it's the closest thing I've got towards Uncharted.
Yeah, but we don't have to compare, two games that are very close because Gears of War is just not close to Uncharted. The only way that they have in common the two games is that they're in third person, but even the third person is not exactly the same as a way of viewing the character, I think. And can you hit somebody with your fist in Gears of War?
Yep, you can. Well, you sort of. You hit them with the butt of your gun. You go bang, or you chop them with your chainsaw.
I have a question. What's your name? Is that directed to me? If it is, my name is Gary.
And I am Michael.
Yeah, hello to
18.
you too. Yeah, Sir Bane. And I'm Gary G Reviews. Uh,
Yes, I played GTA 5.
it's me. It's who? Do you guys play GTA 5? Yeah, I've played it on the PC, so not on PlayStation 4, so I don't have any interest to play it. Oh, actually, I played it. No, I actually played it on PS3. Finished it there. Oh yeah, and that was that. And then I saw it on PC, and I was like, don't want to play it again.
Yeah, and I play on 360, and I've got no reason to get like an Xbox One version.
Yeah, I'm sure the graphics are going to be way better, but if you already finished it, it's really no use.
Oh, the graphics okay, but it's not like leaps and bounds better. It's just it's okay. Um,
Yeah, you can say that.
uh, Basically, yeah, just the reason why just sort of joke around with the whole comparing games and all that, the sort of same sort of style, and the closest thing I have to Uncharted is Gears of War.
Well, the closest thing would have been, Tomb Raider, but since it's not an exclusive game for Xbox, we can't do any comparison. Mario said, "Say my name is my name. Say my name, Mario." Okay, Mario.
Oh, it's me, Mario. I get it.
Okay, we both said your name now.
It's a Mario reference from Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Nintendo. We're not talking about Nintendo here because yeah, we never had a Nintendo, and at least for me, Nintendo it feels like is more for kids. Not that adults don't play Super Mario. Don't get me wrong. I would play it too, but I'm just not interested if I have a console to play on Nintendo. I'm just not at all.
I had a Nintendo Game Boy, a Game Boy Advance, like way back in the day to play Pokemon, and I had a Nintendo 64 to play Pokemon. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I'm kind of over those types of games. I Yeah, on the on the
But
grand.
then I'm getting back into those games. Like I just been playing uh Crash of the Titans, which is a Crash Bandicoot game.
Yeah.
Been playing Banjo Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. I'm sort of getting into those colorful games again.
You can do that if you feel like it, but I just don't. I'm used to the awesome and live action type of graphics, more realistic now. So I just look at that and I'm like, oh, this is too kid like, and I just don't feel like. We have a question. You play Call of Duty? Yes, I do play Call of Duty, and yeah, but not recently because the last game that recently came out for me was terrible, and I just couldn't get into it at all. So I just left it. I was like, ugh, this is just terrible. Maybe I will never buy
Uh,
Call of Duty again.
Call of Duty, I stopped at Modern Warfare 3. I stopped there. I'm just like, that was my last Call of Duty game, so I'm not going to be playing that again.
Yeah, it's so lack of any kinds of a substance is just annoying now. I can say.
Hmm. Yeah. So what's the next PlayStation franchise you want to bring up?
I really want to have a new God of War game. I'm really looking forward to that. And I know it's in the works, so on PlayStation 4 it's going to look amazing. And I got a message from Mario. It says, "I love you."
Oh,
Oh,
that's very nice.
okay. Thank you. Also from, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce his name right, Joel Ramirez. What's, maybe he means what's up? I don't know.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey, what's I don't know.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
it's the console wars, bro.
oh yeah, what's that console wars right here? Like, it's a death match.
Yeah, but basically, everything is about a taste and what do you prefer in a game. And when you have a limited budget, I just don't see any reason for me to get an Xbox at this point because every game that is going to be on Xbox probably is going to be on PC. And this actually was a very interesting discussion. If you watching Review Tech USA, that channel, he's talking about a lot
Uh,
of these things.
Review Tech USA. I'm really starting to hate Rich now. He's starting to become a real prick.
Why? I mean, he's always the same. I mean, he's not like,
No, he used to be cool, but now he's become. I love that he used to be cool, but now he's really pushing his freaking pro PC propaganda all the time. Now he's become a PC fanboy, and it's just really ridiculous now.
oh, and
Like the other day, he made a video saying about how you know digital's the way to go, and it's just like no, it's not. I mean, like that's a terrible idea. Um,
I watched that video actually, but I think that he just meant that most people he said that from the perspective of most people that I just that said what they thought, and he just saying what he's observing, and it's not like he thinks
no,
that.
it was his opinion. He was making his opinion as well. He wants things to go digital as well, but I just think it's a really stupid idea to go full digital. Physical copies are just far superior than digital copies. Um, and he's got this really muddled up idea where the gaming future is going to go. I've been gaming for about I don't know 17 years now, and I'm really worried about the future of gaming. If it goes all digital, it's going to be a really dark future. I left a massive comment underneath that video that one really annoyed me.
Just to say that Mario is Brazilian and Brazil is beautiful. Of course it is. It's one of the most beautiful countries. But we're not talking about this right now. But yeah, of course it is beautiful. Uh, okay, well, about digital, and I think that there's a place for the two things. You have the opportunity to, play the game always if you have it physical. If you don't have it physical, you're supposed to be able to download it. Me personally, I'm just used to digital because I don't have the place to store everything, and it's much cheaper for me to buy digital games. um, yeah, but other than that, I think that there's a place for the two things, and the two things should exist till people have the desire to have physical copies, although it's not like before how he pointed out that you can't just put the game, you still have to download some of the files, or if not all the game, and the disc has to stay in the console and all that. So it's not like before that's what it sucks about.
Basically, what it is like if we go all digital, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because like all the game stores are going to shut down, GameStop's going to shut down, EB Games is going to shut down. So that's a bunch of people out of the jobs, which is sad to begin with. Also, with if there's no competition, whoever like this always happens when there's no competition, things get bad for the consumer.
Yeah, of course.
Well, while there is still competition between physical games and uh, digital games, you're going to have that healthy competition. What's great about digital? Oh, they have good prices at the moment. What's great about hold up, sorry. What's great about physical copies? You're always going to be able to play them, unless the games like the Division and Destiny, which you shouldn't support games like the Division and Destiny if you care about the gaming future, because online only games is very bad for business. Because I can still go back. There are people that can still go back and play their Nintendo 64 games, their Super Nintendo games from like 20 years ago, like probably more than that now, more like about 30 years ago. But like,
Mario says it's no sound. I don't know what he means, but it should be fine. I mean, there's no.
Sam will tell us. Sam, is there no sound?
Yeah, Sam, please write on Facebook and let me know if you can hear us. Well, yeah, I know what you mean, because if Bungie or whatever company it is that makes a particular online game, and if they stop supporting that game, we are done. Absolutely
Yeah,
done.
that's it. I mean, like, yeah, it's like that was nice. All right, Sam can hear us. But yeah, so it's a very dark future if things go digital. And the thing is, like, if you have these digital only online games, like, what's to stop the companies from taking them down? Like, oh, we're going to bring out the next game, cut the service to the last game, forcing people to get the next one. That's the future of digital gaming.
That sounds
You're gonna
terrible.
have,
And nothing, nothing is preventing them to do that. They can do that if they want. They already got their money.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, what's going to happen when Destiny, when they cut the service to Destiny? That's a game we're never going to play again. What's going to happen when they cut the service to the Division? That's a game. What if it only lasts 10 years and they cut it?
Yeah.
And in 10 years, what if there's only digital? And then after that, they're like, oh, since they can't play the old Division, they have to play the new one. And then it's like, well, if they want to keep playing the Division and we bring up the next one, why wait 10 years to the next one? Let's make it 5 years, making that game only last 5 years. They cut the servers, that's it, done. You'll never be able to play. Like, that's a dark future for gaming, man.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have these new games every 2 years, meaning the old ones, they're going to cut the servers, and then,
Yeah, absolutely, that is true. But I personally would not go back to a previous game, more likely ever. So if they cut the servers in 10 years, I would not care at all, because I've already, played the game and be done with it. Especially online games, they're so like fast food. You're excited for the first 2 weeks, and then you're like, want to move on to the next thing because you don't have anything to do. You can always walk around in the world, but something that it's getting old pretty fast. And I was very excited for ESO that I play with Sam, and I am still, want to get back to the world, to that world. But the thought that there's no end to it is annoying. And if I can't finish it, I'm just like, okay, I can do that, but it's like a waste of time because I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, I'm, making my character level up and level up, but it's not really fulfilling. It's not like
I see you coming from there as well, but again, MMOs are different. They're on a different scale all entirely. Their servers aren't going to get cut. They're just going to have updates. I'm talking about like AAA gaming. Like look at Titanfall, for example. Titanfall, what's the point of even buying Titanfall now? Really, anyone plays it, meaning that the game's useless. It is absolutely useless to own now. That's a terrible way. I mean, like, however, if I bring up this game right here, yep, just sort everything. Perfect Dark Zero. Alright. This came out in 2005. I can still play it. It's got a nice story campaign. I don't need to be online to play it. It's got online features, but like they're not, they're not going away anytime soon.
Okay.
And yeah, that game is 11 years old, and I can still play it. It's not gonna, you won't be able to do that in the future.
Yeah, I can see your point. Although I do own Titanfall, but I bought it almost at the beginning. Not exactly, but like several months later. I did play it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it a lot more than Call of Duty. I can say that. It's very fun, but like Call of Duty is like something with a super awesome paint, and you just get tired of it, and you don't feel like turning it on anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. And again, there's no point in buying it now, as there's no single player campaign. It's online only matches, and no one's playing it. No one's, that's sad. That's like just about a year and a half. That's a year and a half game life, and you can't play it anymore.
Yeah, it will be a lot better if the game at least had a single player campaign, which it will on the next game, at least that's what they said. So at least the game should have a single player campaign like the upcoming Ubisoft game for Honor. It's going to be a lot like Chivalry, if you've seen Chivalry Medieval Warfare, but on a higher level and with a single player campaign. So at least when you get tired of killing people online with the sword, you can at least have the substance, hopefully, of the single player campaign. So I'm definitely looking forward to that game.
But then you look at like a really scary example, Star Wars Battlefront, which is just a terrifying example of what's going to happen in the future. Like the game, it cost them barely anything to make. It had absolutely like, it had no story. Like, and that's the thing. That's what I'm worried about. What if the Titanfall single player campaign is just going to be like the Star Wars Battlefront single player campaign? Just a couple of skirmishes mode, and it's just like, oh yeah, there we are. There's your single player done. It's like, okay, that's nice.
Oh no, that wasn't even a single player. That was terrible. Oh, we have something.
I can't read that.
No, Brazil exists. Xbox One. I have no idea what is that. I mean, if you want to say something in the comment section, please write in English or in Bulgarian so I can translate that if it's in Bulgarian and make sense, please. Make some sense.
It probably does make sense. I think that's Brazilian. I'm pretty sure that's Brazilian.
It's English too? Oh, XD. Oh yeah, that could be Brazilian. Yeah, we don't speak Brazilian. Unfortunately, I can only speak 2 languages. Sorry.
I can only speak one. But yeah, it's just, not to mention games aren't even full when you buy them anymore. Like you buy a full game like Star Wars, which isn't a full game at all. It's a joke. And then you have like the season pass as well. And before the season pass is contents have even come out, they're already talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Just like, this is ridiculous.
And let's not start with how expensive was that game and the other version of the game. Okay, still Brazilian, I think. We don't speak Brazilian. Again, we don't. Sorry, I don't understand anything that you're saying.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, that's why, like, it's pretty freaky, that a lot of gamers like Rich of Review Tech USA, it's like, oh yeah, digital's the way to go. It's just like you've become so enamored with the PC culture that you're just going with what's going. I don't know. If this whole change had been forced upon us like about 10 years ago, it wouldn't have stuck. But now it is happening, and all the gamers, especially the new wave of gamers that came around over this generation, they're just letting it happen. And unfortunately, people keep buying. So big companies like EA and Ubisoft and all this, they're just going to eat it all up. And I was talking to my friend at EB Games today. He said that soon all these companies, they're just going to have a subscription service. You're going to subscribe every single month so you can play their games. You're going to pay like a. But yeah, that's where it's going to go. You're not going to have any physical copies. You're just going to have a subscription every single. You're going to have to do a subscription service every single month, and it's just like that's it, done. You know, EA is going to have their subscription service where you can only play EA games on their subscription. Ubisoft is going to do it. Activision is definitely going to do it because they're the most greedy company ever. And soon Sony will do it. Microsoft will do it. Nintendo probably won't because Nintendo, they're actually cool like that. But they do other stupid stuff. But yeah, that's the future, and that's why it's really freaky.
Well, I'm not sure that is going to pass because fans are, very vocal and they go crazy if something like this happens. And, a lot of people did not play the Elder Scrolls Online just because it had a subscription, and I would never buy that game if it has a subscription. And they removed that, and I bought it. So I'm not sure that is what is going to happen. But if it happens,
that's MMO. MMO is a different. It's different, completely different to what I'm talking about. MMO is a different style. We're talking about.
Well, what you said, AAA game, I still won't buy it if I have to pay for it every month to play it. That's just ridiculous. I can't live only for them and to pay for their games. That's ridiculous. It's just.
But that's where it's hitting. That's where it's hitting now. I mean, like, look at EA Access. I mean, like, that's pretty much the catalyst of what's going to be the future of EA games. Soon, you can't even buy EA games on Steam anymore. So soon it's just going to be like, oh, you want to play an EA game? You got to subscribe to EA Access. That's what EA wants. That's what they want you to do. They keep you on their servers. So, and you won't be able to play EA games if you're not connected online. This is what they want. They have found this out.
DRM.
So you have to be online. You have to be subscribed to the EA subscription service, whatever it's going to be, so you can play EA games. That's the future.
We'll see. I'm hoping that we're going to get back on track and not to that, to that direction. I'm just hoping.
I'm hoping so as well, but I'm not holding my breath. That's why I'm trying to get all these physical games right here. I want to be able to play these games in the future. Always go back to them, back to the best time of gaming. The 7th gen for me is the golden age.
Yeah, it was very good.
I mean, like.
And we didn't have to pay for multiplayer on the console, and now we do.
Well, you did on Xbox. Xbox had better online services than PlayStation, anyway.
I can say I haven't tried the Xbox Online, but I mean, I have. When I played Destiny, there were no problems or anything else, so I can't say anything bad about that.
But yeah, I don't know.
We have to definitely go back on the topic, by the way.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking at all, about the thing, and we do have to cut this short because it's already pretty late, my time.
All right. So do you just want to name a couple more PlayStation exclusives? Just name a couple more and tell me what you think of them, and then I'll bring out the big guns.
Okay. Well, the bad thing is that I can't think of any new. Any old is easier, but
it has to be old ones. We're not talking about 8th gen. We're talking about 7th gen.
7th gen. Well, there's nothing that comes to mind except the ones that I already talked about. Yeah, that is it basically. I'm sure there were like more like Grand Theft, not Grand Theft Auto. Damn it. That car game again.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. Yeah,
As
but
a Gran Turismo, I bring you Forza.
yeah, but I can't say like Gran Turismo is better because I played both games and I like both games to a certain extent, but they're just not my type of games because they're, simulator games, and this is not
Oh,
what I like usually. So
Forza Motorsport is better. Forza Motorsport is better, like by far.
yeah, it could be. I just
I
can't.
played Gran Turismo, oh god, nah.
I think it's a little wooden, like feeling Gran Turismo that is. And Forza is a bit more colorful, a bit more fun. At least that is what I have as an impression. And if you ask my brother, who is, who does do some racing in real life, he likes both games, but he got a PlayStation, so he can play Gran Turismo mostly. So from his perspective and how the cars are did and everything, he kind of prefers Gran Turismo in general. But as for me, I can't say. I just prefer like games like Need for Speed, which also sucks nowadays. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very hard to say.
So is there any more that comes to mind?
Mm, Infamous, we already talked about this, and like I said, it's not a game that it has too much substance. So it's just like Any other games? Nope. I can't. Oh yeah, sorry. The previous gen is definitely Two Souls, Beyond Two Souls,
Oh,
and
yeah, stuff
Heavy
like
Rain, and Heavy Rain.
that. Right.
Yeah, Heavy Rain.
You don't want to bring up Little Big Planet? You're not going to bring out your Little Big Planet?
No, I haven't tried that actually. Yeah, but
So,
the other two games, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, are games that are packed with a story, a substance, and all that. But you have to have a lot of patience for those games because the movements are not like the gameplay. It has nothing to do with the third-person game most of the time. So it's very different from anything that you ever tried, and just not for me. I don't have the patience for that. Just don't. You have to move like the right stick to make like this. And sometimes this could be very annoying for me.
hmm.
Yeah, but very
Well,
many people like that.
yeah. Well, as my powerhouse console that I chose, I'm gonna bring up the full arsenal now. So as Microsoft brought out the Xbox, they had some. Oh, sorry, big truck is driving by right now. They had all sorts of different genres. As you know, they had the first-person shooter, which Halo owns, the third-person shooter, which Gears of War just actually owns, but they had other stuff as well. They had the open-world sandbox game, which belonged to Crackdown, where you had superpowers and you could jump everywhere and drive everywhere, which was just a really fun sandbox game. They had their RPG, which was Fable. You had the Fable trilogy on Xbox 360, which is absolutely amazing. Fable 2, so much time. Fable Anniversary, Fable 3, well, not as good as Fable 2. And of course, you got the racing. You got the racing simulator Forza, which they have three Forza Motorsport games and a Horizon game, which is an open world racing game, which is awesome. But if you want something a bit more arcade racing, you've got Project Gotham Racing, which is from the earlier days of Xbox. But again, it's a really fun arcade game. So those are sort of the series that are coming, but they've also got those single games as well. You know, you want a bit of horror, you get Alan Wake. You want a spy sort of thriller, you get Perfect Dark Zero. You want a sort of simulation game where you like a simulation creation game. You got your Viva Pinata, which is actually really fun. It is a really fun game, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Because it looks kiddie, but it's actually really fun.
Okay.
Uh, Also, you got Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, extremely underrated game. If you've got a huge amount of creativity, then you got to try this. You know, you can build up these vehicles any way you want. They can fly, they can hover, they can swim, they can force drive. You just go absolutely mental with whatever way you want to create them, and you do the objective your way. Yeah. Also, you know, you got even a flight simulator game in that Ace Combat 6 is only on Xbox 360, and Ace Combat is probably the best flight simulator games. That's why Ace Combat 6.
That's from
It's only
previous
on
gen,
it.
right? That's from the 7th gen, the previous gen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ace Combat 6 right there.
And just to
That's
say to you, Lindomar Domar, for a third time, I don't speak Brazilian, Spanish, so I have no idea what are you saying. Sorry. Please speak English if you want to say something to us, because we just want to speak Spanish or
This
Portuguese.
is not Gary. They're not going to say anything in English.
Okay, I have nothing. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot Xbox has to offer when it comes to its exclusives. They've even got the JRPGs, like Final Fantasy, but better.
Oh yeah,
And not as convoluted. Like, you know, you got Lost Planet and sorry, not Lost Planet, Lost Odyssey, and Blue Dragon, which are two highly rated JRPGs.
Witcher 2.
Witcher 2? Yep, Witcher 2 is on Xbox, but you
Yeah,
know, it came out on PC first.
yeah, it's not an
So I don't
exclusive.
really have.
We have to talk about exclusives, but let me
I
just.
was talking about exclusives.
Oh, wait a second, Sam.
I didn't bring up Witcher 2. I said Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which are two very good.
I got it. Okay, Sam said, I've been meaning to try out some fighting simulator games. I played Ace Combat 1 back in the day, and that was fun. I have no idea what is that game, but you know, you always can play Mortal Kombat and all that. But those are not an exclusives.
I think he meant Flight Simulator.
It says Fight Simulator.
He might have misspelled it, but I think he meant Flight Simulator. If you brought up Ace Combat 1, yeah, Sam, Ace Combat 6 is the 6th Ace Combat game, so it's 5 after the one you played.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. Yeah, it says Flight. I'm just kind of too far from the monitor, and that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what is that, but okay.
But yeah, that's what we've done. That's why I think, you know, Xbox 360 was just like, just an amazing console, and you got to try out its exclusives to really get that feel. You know, but not the Kinect games. The Kinect games suck.
Yeah, I think that everyone can agree on that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just, you know, all those games are very good for you and your perspective on games and what you're looking for in the game. But all those games are like nothing to me. They're just like.
I just said like, I don't know, about 8 different genres, and they're all nothing to you.
Yeah, I mean, every game that you mentioned is not interesting to me, and it's just not. If there is something, I will just, you know, go for the Xbox. But yeah, I will just do what I did with the previous gen. I will have both consoles and play different titles on both consoles. But eventually, the Xbox kind of became irrelevant for me, because every other game, a AAA game that was on all platforms, I prefer to play either on the PC or on the PS3, and the exclusives were only awesome for the PS3 for me. So I just sold it, and that was it. There's just nothing nothing on the Xbox that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to give like 600 of our money to buy an Xbox. It's just, yeah. So, like I said, it's just a matter of taste because nothing that Xbox can offer is worth buying now on Xbox. I'm not talking about the previous Xbox, but for now at least. It's just nothing because everyone is going to come to the PC, and that is like Microsoft shooting themselves in the foot. At least for me, that is how it looks like. I don't think that's a good idea. For me, as a PC gamer, it's very good because I'm going to play it, but it's still from Quantum Break or for whatever other game. For now, it's just no reason for me at least to have an Xbox. So that's just my perspective. For the time being, what I know, for the exclusives, and never was like an Xbox exclusive that I felt um, had that substances and that storytelling like Uncharted can have. So at least that kind of a quality comes to Xbox. Probably won't be very interested in it. And we have a question. Xbox One is more about uh, changing the family room experience. Well, it was about that in the beginning, but then Microsoft decided to change their strategy and again turn everything into being a gaming console. At least how.
They're starting to go back there. They're starting to go towards that all-in-one entertainment system, which is very unfortunate. Like the future of Xbox, unfortunately, it's quite bleak. And again, they're taking all the exclusives off the console and taking it to um, PC, which is absolutely stupid. Phil Spencer needs to stand down. Honestly, people like to praise that he was doing good at the beginning, but now he's now killing the Xbox brand, which is very unfortunate for people who have been with Xbox for a very long time. I've been with Xbox for about 12 years, and now I'm now watching a sinking ship, which is very sad to see.
Yeah, because that family experience thing is just not working. I mean, no one, at least from the people that I know, are interested in playing with the Connect and have that family experience in the room. No one is even remotely, even 10% interested in that. Everyone wants to just have a controller in their hands, just play the game, and that's it. No one wants to do that.
Yeah, yeah. But in saying that, I can say that the same about the PlayStation VR style coming out soon.
Oh, the VR is a whole nother topic, and everyone are going to do it. So it's kind of a separate thing, and I don't know if it's going to catch up. But for now, it's going to be very expensive. So I don't see that happening very soon as a way of everybody, to use.
I think it's going to be a gimmick. Like again, it's going to be like the Connect. It's going to be a gimmick. It's going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to be amazing, and people are going to be like, they're going to use it for about a couple months. They're like, oh, this is amazing, but people are just going to be like, no, this is stupid. Now I'm just going to go back to what works: a controller in the hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what always happens. Like we've already perfected gaming, the way of controlling gaming. There's no point in trying to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The motion controls, it's stupid. People liked it for a while, but then it's just like, yeah, motion controls, this is fun. It's like, no, this is really, really idiotic. Yeah.
It's bad because I have to move the furniture away, and not everybody has the same amount of room. So it's just not comfortable. It's just not practical, and it's just a pain in the ass. You just want to sit and have the control, and that's it.
and when it comes to virtual reality, it's fun to have the headphones on, but when your eyes are covered and your ears are covered, it's going to get really uncomfortable soon. If you just get home from work and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play some games, put on the headset, put on the earphones, making the world around you become absolutely blind. So you can't tell if there's anyone around you, which is, I don't like that feeling. I don't like being able to know if there's some,
Yeah,
because like
me too. Yeah.
I find it very uncomfortable. Um, yeah, it's just again, it's gonna be another gimmick. It'll be very exciting for a while, but soon people will just stop because you know.
It's kind of scary actually when you think about it. Not
Yeah,
being
I mean,
aware
like,
what's happening.
hmm, yeah, you know, if you've got headphones on as well, you can't hear anything around you. At least when you've got your headphones on, you've still got your peripheral visions. You can see around you. When you've got that on, yeah, everything around you, there goes all your senses. Done.
Yeah, I know. It's really kind of scary when you think about it, and you don't want your gaming experience to be uncomfortable. So yeah, you're right. I totally agree about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't want to just like play games when you've got this like piece of machinery on your face. Yeah,
yeah,
like that's not comfortable for me.
yeah, definitely not for me too. I had a thought about something, but I forgot. Damn it.
Uh,
I forgot what it
um,
was. Oh damn. Oh, we can talk about what sucks more, PS PS Plus or Xbox Gold, because they're both suck. I think very much.
the the thing about Xbox Gold is like with Xbox, since I've been with Xbox so long, I'm used to paying paying a monthly subscription.
Hmm.
And for a long time, it worked fine. Like I never had any problems with it. And then Games with Gold came, so now I get a free game every single. I get like two, maybe three games free every single month. But it's just become a joke now that you know I crash all the time. I get disconnected all the time. Just like I'm paying for a service and it sucks. So
But
yeah, it just sucks now. And there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot more walls now. Like a free membership. I mean, like a free. Uh, I don't know what the word is. It doesn't have anything anymore. Like it used to back when it first started. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
the thing about Xbox is we've been paying for subscription for a lot longer than PlayStation has.
hmm, I didn't know that. I thought that
But
they kind of launched at the same time.
yeah, yeah, it's just we've had to pay for it for a very long time now.
Oh, that's what you mean. Well, I never had problems with that, but the games that at least PlayStation are releasing are terrible. For me, now they have
Yeah.
Pro Force, which many people think that it's a great game, but for me, it's just an indie game with with pixels, and I just don't like super old games, and I don't think that, and I'm not feeling also paying for a game like this. I mean, give me like a AAA game, like Sam said. They released the previous Tomb Raider game that was like 6 months ago, and that was awesome. We had not Project Cars, that other PS4 exclusive actually that I totally forgot about. That was again about cars. Drive Club, yeah. They released
Mm.
that, and it wasn't even the whole game. It was just PlayStation Plus exclusive. I mean, it was half the game, and it's
Oh,
still have the game, and it's just terrible. And for some reason, I still have that and it's still working, although I'm not paying for that service anymore. But I still have the game and I still can play some races. But the game is crazy difficult. I never played any more, difficult game ever for cars. It's just so terrible, but the graphics are amazing. It's just absolutely amazing to look at, but I can't win anything. I kind of win once only the first, like, it's terrible. So yeah, they releasing just small indie games for months now. And not that I
mm.
have PS4 for, a long time, but the first months, actually the first month, there is like uh, that game with Lara Croft again. Uh, Yeah, Tomb Raider, not Tomb Raider, Lara Croft in the
Well,
Temple of Osiris. That was very good, but still a small game. So I'm super
hmm.
disappointed and I don't plan to pay. And now that I've lost, Destiny. I don't have any reason to have it because at least I wanted to play Destiny, and I would pay to play Destiny just a little bit. It's terrible. I mean, the whole thing that you have to pay, to play multiplayer is terrible. When on the PC I can play multiplayer whenever the hell I want. Well, that's just not fair. At least if they want to have this kind of a service, they have to release the multiplayer and be free. And if you want to have free game every month, then to pay for the service, and also they release discounts on games when you have the service. But to
Yeah,
at least make the
that's what
multiplayer
that's what
free.
I like. I like the discounts. You get some pretty good discounts on DLC. That's my favorite thing about the subscription. You save a lot of money in DLC.
Yeah, if you buy a DLC, if you usually buy that, yeah. But because I don't.
I buy. I love DLC. I love good DLC. As
Yeah.
long as it's not things like map packs and alternative skins, I'm not a fan of. But I love story DLC, and you know sometimes you get some really good deals. But that's the good thing about having a seventh gen console. The free games you get are actually good games, like they're AAA games. So every single month I get access to two more AAA games. So that's definitely a plus side.
Oh, wait a second. We actually have a question. Would you agree that Xbox Live multiplayer experience is superior to Sony? How how do the mini games available on Xbox Live, which are indie games, compare to Sony PS4? Well, I can't say anything about the multiplayer experience on Xbox. The new.
I would say, yeah, the Xbox Live multiplayer experience is superior, especially on the seventh gen. Xbox ruled the multiplayer experience on the seventh generation. It was no contest.
I can't say anything about that because I haven't really tried. I wasn't at all a multiplayer player before at all, so I can't say anything about the PS3 experience. The PlayStation 4 experience is for me super cool. I have never experienced any problems. I know that many people had because they hacked the console and Sony and all that. But I missed all this. That was before I buy the console. So yeah, no service stoppages or anything like this. The mini games on Xbox Now, I don't know. You have to say about this. And the indie games on PS4, for me, every indie game suck because I just don't like indie games. I just don't play them, just don't like them. I'm not attracted to them, and that's it. So I can't compare the two. So yeah, Mike, you can add something to that if you play indie games.
Yeah, I'm not really into indie games myself. I do like a couple arcade games every now and again, but they're usually like smaller, like side games. Like for example, I like the Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate game. I like Assassin's Creed Liberation. But also I like games like Life is Strange and The Walking Dead. Um,
Yeah, episodic
so
type of games.
Yeah, so I don't really play a lot of smaller games like that. I want to start getting into them, but I've already got like a massive backlog of games I want to get through on the 360 as well as the Xbox One. So yeah, it's going to take more time to get to arcade games.
Yeah, so I don't think that that's the most important question. Uh,
Oh yeah, Unraveled's a game I want to try out as well as Ori.
yeah, Life is Strange is a nice game, says Sam. Yeah, if you say so. Oh, we have one more. I felt the same way about indie games before the last year on Xbox Live. Some games like Unraveled and Ori really changed my perspective. Yeah, well, okay, that's good for you.
Those are,
You
I'm
know.
not sure about Unraveled, but I know that Ori is a Microsoft exclusive.
Okay. Unraveled. I think I saw that, but still, I really don't care about all those games. They're just not my thing. I have so many AAA games to play and little games like this. I know that they could be super fun, super amazing, super great experience, but I I have a very little time to play games. It's not like before when I'm, got home from school and I have to, study something and then I can play, and I don't have any responsibilities almost. Now it's not the same. So I can't, take my time with those games. I just have to concentrate on the one games that really attracts me and really that I really want to spend time with.
Sam, yeah, Ori is a platformer. As for me, I'm starting to branching out in my gaming. Like I used to, like about a year ago, I'd like my dark gritty games. I wouldn't play anything that I felt was just too kiddish or platformish. But as I say, like I'm starting to branch out in my gaming. Like for example, playing like platformers, racing games, simulation games. So arcade games they're definitely on my radar. So just as my gaming my gaming horizon starts to broaden, I'll eventually get to more indie games as well. Not too indie. I'm not going to play Shovel Knight or anything like that.
Mm,
But um, yeah, it's I'm slowly getting there.
yeah. So I think that's basically it. To sum it all
Yeah.
up, I can definitely say that play whatever you wish to play. Choose the console that suits you the best. What works for you. So PS4 is kind of more my thing. Although if somebody comes now and says like, "Hey Gary, do you want a PS4? Not PS4, like an Xbox One," and I don't, have any need of it, just hold it for me and oh, it's yours. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to try that, no problem. But since it's matter of money and interest, and if I have to choose, and I already did that, I'll definitely go for the PS4 just because of God of War, Uncharted, and yeah, those games. But in the future, if things change, then there's some amazingly freaking awesome game that I just must have. I'm not saying no to like, oh, I never am going to buy something. I'm just not against one console or the other console. I'm just choosing what suits me best for now. Uh, yeah, Sammy. Okay, thank you. And that's it, pretty much. I just feel like what PS4 has is a company that works for them, like Naughty Dog and Santa Monica Studios, are just better, at least for now. So yeah.
As for me, I've been with Microsoft I've been with them for 12 years. I was with the Xbox original and the 360, which in my opinion is the best console ever. It's my favorite console. It's better than the new consoles anyway, that's for sure. And of course Xbox One. Xbox has the best franchises in my opinion. They're very broad. You don't have too samey. Again, you've got first-person shooters, third-person shooters, platformers, racing. It's just all over. I mean, if you got a bit of horizontal, if you go with the Microsoft exclusives, you get a whole wide variety of games, which is absolutely awesome. So yeah, uh, the future of Microsoft is at this moment in time is looking pretty bleak. But the 360, just like it, in my opinion, it just was just so much. It was just so much better than the PlayStation 3. I don't want to take anything away from the PlayStation because it did look like it had its great games, Last of Us and all that, Uncharted. For example, Uncharted, in my opinion, it looks good. I wouldn't say it looks great.
You
I've
have
seen
no
gameplay.
idea. You have no idea. Even if you played like 30 minutes, 1 hour, you still don't have any idea about Uncharted. You can be sure of that.
I can say the same. I can say the same to you about when it comes to Xbox exclusives.
Oh No, because Gears of War, and I can't say anything about the Halo, as I said, because I'm not very good with the controller when it comes to
Uh,
FPS games. But Gears of War,
Fable.
there's nothing that
Fable.
can be compared. Fable is not my thing at all, so yeah.
Well, you have no idea because you haven't played it. I'm using the exact same thing you just said.
No, I mean that as a level of quality and engagement and third person and story and all
But
that.
you have no idea. You haven't played it. This is exactly what you just said to me.
Oh, damn it. It's not exactly the same because I have a very good, I'm not, okay, I haven't tried only Fable, but yeah, by the looks of it, it looks extremely boring to me as an RPG, but okay, I know that I haven't tried it. It just looks like it. Okay, but Halo and all that, it has nothing to do with what I like. Let's say just that, because I did
And
play.
I looked up Uncharted. It looks pretty boring. I mean, like Nathan Drake is like a generic white guy who doesn't do anything interesting.
Okay, definitely not
Yeah,
generic. Okay.
The Last of Us. I don't know what was happening with that. Like the guy looked like he was a homeless or something. So I don't want to play like a homeless guy that beats up people. So what is
Everyone
this,
are
like a
homeless
bum?
there. It's the end of the world. Everyone are homeless. What do you mean?
And kill zone. What is this? Like a zone for killing? That's not even a creative name. Like what is that?
I don't care. Really don't.
And infamous. Why is it called infamous? It should be called famous. What is this?
Well, we can say, yeah, we can say the same about every game. We can, cut with, we can take something and make a topic out of everything in the title, but it doesn't matter, What matters is what people are looking for. So we are looking
In
for
my
different things in games.
my opinion, though, Jack and Dexter was a far superior game than Uncharted. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
ridiculous,
just saying.
and you know it. Okay, so if somebody comes
You
now,
haven't played it. You haven't played it.
no, I remember that I did. It's about a fox or something. I forgot.
Oh my god, no.
I always
Well,
mistaken Jack and Dexter with that other game,
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and something, I think.
Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, that one. I did play that for sure. But still, kids games. I don't care about kids games.
I mean, like the fact that she's calling Jack and Dexter a kids game just shows that she has no idea what Jack and Dexter's about.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
Jack 2, rated M for mature.
Okay.
Remember
Now,
that?
now I have to remember what the hell was that. Okay, you're going to make me check what the hell was that. Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it still looks like a kid's game.
It's because of the art style.
Yeah, the art style, but it's what it looks like to me. Anyway, I mean, that's not the point.
In the end, Microsoft won the 7th generation. Just saying.
That's not objective, and I object to that because you can't say that it won just because you had an Xbox all your life. You can't really say
What? Are you saying I'm 12 years old?
what?
I had an Xbox. You said I've had an Xbox all my life.
Yeah, basically.
I've been with Xbox for 12 years.
Yeah, that's enough time. That's half your life.
I
That-
started with PlayStation,
okay, you start with PlayStation, and
and I was with PlayStation 2, and I know I can name PlayStation 2 games. You haven't even played the PlayStation 2 games from Naughty Dog.
well, I've played a PlayStation 2 or Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I played that. And James Bond games, but of course that's not an exclusive. But I did play that. Also, Taken, the Taken games on PS2. Also played that.
But yeah, Tekken is now on Xbox as well. And what about Metal Gear Solid? You didn't. Metal Gear Solid's not really exclusive anymore, but it used to be.
It used to be. Yeah, I played that, but I never liked it. Now I like it,
Uh,
but I never liked it
all right.
before.
This will be my closing argument. I can name every single Xbox 360 exclusive. Gary couldn't even know what Resistance was. I'm just saying, right there,
I didn't
right there.
really,
Here's my mic. I want you to see. Here's my mic.
that
I
wasn't the
just dropped.
point.
I just dropped the mic.
That wasn't the point of the conversation. It's not who is the bigger fan of the console, who
I
knows
didn't
most
say it
about
was
the console.
if this shows PlayStation 3 exclusives are forgettable.
But I can't remember any exclusives. Usually, if they are not like super impressive, like Uncharted or God of War, or that other games that we mentioned, like Heavy Rain and all that. I just played so many games, and I'm also a PC gamer, and I have all this to consider. I mean, PC, PS4, and PS3, and Xbox 360. So I have too many stuff, and you're not a PC gamer. So I have everything on my head right now, jiggling inside. And once again, this is not a competition on who knows most about a particular console or the exclusives. It's just about, for me, this is the best, and for you, this is the best, and that's it. You can't change my opinion, and I can't change your opinion. But right now, if we have to talk facts, right now, PS4 is winning over Xbox, and everybody knows that. But I
Well,
didn't want
if
to
you
bring
want to
it
talk
up
back,
because it's
Xbox
senseless.
360 dominated PlayStation 3 during 7th generation. That's facts. That's
Okay,
facts.
I'm not denying that. Well, although PS3 got a little bit of a boost at the end, but that's just another fact. And now the PS4 is winning, but that it still does not matter. I mean, you're still going to buy an Xbox no matter if the PS4 is ahead. And the same with me. I don't care if the PS4 is ahead. I'm still going to buy a PS4 if it has what I want. So it really doesn't matter. And the newest news actually from these days are that we will be able to play across platforms with Xbox and the opposite, and that will be super awesome. So yeah, everybody is winning if this happens.
I'll do my closing statement for real now.
Okay.
There needs to always be PlayStation and Xbox. There needs to be competition, because otherwise, if one wins, things get bad.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
remember what happened at the beginning before the console were to come out, and Xbox wanted to enforce DRM, and PlayStation were like, no, we're not doing that, because they saw the backlash of the fans, and Xbox returned. They said, oh no, we're backing up, and that's why the Xbox launch was so bad in the beginning, because everyone hated it
exactly.
so much.
I mean, like if Xbox had been, if Xbox had not been like that at the beginning, it would have been a much closer competition. But unfortunately, I can't even read that. Unfortunately, they came they came this close to being very very anti-consumer. And again, because PlayStation said, "Hey, that's they basically they dropped the mic when it came to, like, for example, the biggest thing was like, how do you trade games on Xbox? Oh, you have to go through all this. You need to, like, take it to a certain store, and it's like, and then it's like, oh, how do PlayStation? How do you swap games? And the guy just hands the game to another person, and it's just like it's stuff like that that made Xbox have to backpedal and be more consumer friendly.
Yeah,
But that wouldn't happen if there's no competition. That's when problems start happening. So there must be always PlayStation, and there must be Xbox.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, things get bad. I mean, like I always say, the biggest example. Look at WWF and WCW when they were at competition with each other. That's when wrestling was at its best. Now there's no competition, and WWE is that's probably the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, although if we start talking about WWE, we are going to be here all night, my time. So, yeah, that's not a good idea. But yeah, of course, and for the consoles, the biggest example was what I said, because if there was no like PlayStation, Xbox would have done whatever they want to us, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we are just giving you crap, and you have to take it and be happy with it. Basically, what their attitude was, and PlayStation was like, oh, we are going to do the opposite now, and everybody is going to love us, which of course is what happened. So
And
the
unfortunately,
competition
now
is very
Sony's becoming quite anti-consumer now, and like because they're winning, they think they'll be able to get away with anything. So like it's just if Xbox didn't exist, what would stop PlayStation from being like that for the next generation? Like if PlayStation 5, they'll say, oh yeah, no discs, always online and stuff like that.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course, of course. That could happen for both companies, and both companies are not saints. They just want money. So,
oh yeah, and if they both did that, everyone's gonna go to Nintendo, and Nintendo will end up being the winner of the ninth generation.
oh boy, I can't imagine that. Just, yeah, I don't want to imagine that.
Because unfortunately, let's face it, Nintendo, they're more consumer friendly. Again, they do stupid stuff like the Amiibos. They're freaking stupid, and they haven't made a new IP besides from Splatoon in like 20 fucking years or something like that. But at least they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do the always online stuff like that. Well, I don't think so anyway.
Yeah, well, don't forget that Nintendo forbids you to use their gameplay footage. If you want, you have to sign up with them like a network, and that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're really behind when it comes to social media, that's for sure.
Okay, so let's close this thing up. You have to. I mean, do you want to say something? The last.
That's pretty much it. All I can say is like, don't get pressured into getting a console you're not interested in. Like, I like to joke around here, of course, but again, like I said, they should both exist. So if you want to get an Xbox, get an Xbox. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you want to get a PlayStation, get a PlayStation. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you want to ask questions, feel free to ask questions about which one you want to find out more about, so you can make your decision. But don't just get one because someone says, "Oh, get a PlayStation or get an Xbox." No, the hell with them both. Get a PC. Don't do that. Just do what you feels right.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And for me personally, I'm just going to say that I'm used to being a PC gamer and I'm used to being a console gamer, and both things are very important to me. But when it comes to console, I just have a console because it just has pretty good exclusives that I'm interested in. If those exclusives suddenly disappear, I will not have any reason to have a PlayStation, because in a way it's a lot more expensive for me to game on the PlayStation because the games are more expensive there, and it's a lot easier for me to get the game for PC through a CD key. Or something else, and I do know that it's going to be a lot cheaper, sites like g2a.com and all that. So I can't quit one or the other. I just have to have both things for now. And of course, like Mike said, if you want to get an Xbox, get an Xbox. Of course, like getting any hardware, I would advise you to learn a lot about it, like Mike said, because you have to know what you're getting into, what you're buying. That's very important. So just look both things. Look even Nintendo if you like. If you think that you're being more towards this kind of games that Nintendo offers, and so on. So there's no better or worse. It's just what you prefer and how you see things. So it's all subjective. That whatever makes you happy. Gaming is for a hobby. It's not for us to kill each other. And it's going to be a lot of fun if we can play cross-platform like they want to make it. So games are for fun, and that is how it should stay.
All right, excellent. So, I guess I'm Sir Wolfman, and I'm signing out.
Yeah, and I'm Georgie Reviews. Until next time. Bye, guys. Best games for the best prices on g2a.com and citykeys.com.